Alrighty then, my dudes. We have now moved up to P6 on the blacklist, and where we now have just another 4 opponents to go before we can take on Clarence. As our next one is Wes Allen, who drives a Chevrolet Corvette C6, and his strength is escaping pursuits. Webster's always talking about rides, performance, racers, blah blah blah. It literally says that. Won't shut up. He's got some crazy idea that he's gonna make it big. When he ain't street racing, he's hanging out at shops. His ride is tuned to the max. Apparently, the interior is stripped of everything that isn't related to speed. Well, Webster is our next rival on the blacklist. Also, I'm pretty sure those are forehead tattoos I see there. And this Corvette is definitely a striker, if I ever saw one. It's a very real striker. If I ever saw one. But there we go. And I think we're gonna get a voicemail from... Oh, Raj. Okay.
So, how does it feel? Number 6 on the blacklist after coming back from nothing. Who would have thought? It's gotta feel good. Keep it up.
Honestly, Raj, up to this point of the game, it actually does feel good. Even then, of course, if I did have to treat a headache before I was able to successfully get to that point. But, there we go. We have now made it to P6 on the blacklist. And Webster is our next rival on the blacklist. And we are starting to win some serious cash. Which means we will be winning 140,000 credits. Or dollars, I should say. Once we're done. That's how much we could potentially win from this. But either way, before we continue, I will of course need to save the game, and then afterwards, I will focus on getting myself a thumbnail shot for this thing. Because I think this is now what? Yeah, this is now episode 20, I think is what this is. So, I think what I'm now going to do is... This thing is actually pretty striking from both sides with this metallic paint. So you know what? Yeah, I'm going to get this side as my thumbnail shot. I should probably zoom in as well whilst I'm at it. Just so I'm not having to deal with as much of the smoke. Or I could just do that, that also works. Okay, yeah, that should do it. I want to try and get my thumbnail shots so the smoke is not up in my face. So we're now 58% complete with the game, and we have precisely 10 race events to get through, as we've got 1 lap knockout, 1 circuit race, 2 sprints, 3 speed traps, and 3 toll booths. We will get through the events that are not as likely to attract attention from the cops, and then we'll get through the ones that will attract the cops, or are most likely to attract the cops. First one doesn't, a lap knockout at Dunwich Village. Let's go. So got a Pontiac GTO, along with a VW Golf and a Toyota Supra as our opponents are Watson, Sideswipe, and Prez. So Prez is the one in the Pontiac. Watson is the one in the Golf. And that must mean Prez is the one in the Toyota. Unless Sideswipe is the one in the Toyota. I don't know for sure. It's kind of baffling my brain at the moment. But doesn't matter because I now take over the lead. And something else I should mention about this race is I was really close on my first attempt before I inevitably just ploughed into one of the medians. I was really close to winning as well. I could feel it. But I didn't quite get to the end because, well, I slammed into a median. And that was ultimately what stopped me from winning. So Watson, who was leading most of this race last time, is now at the back of the pack in his Golf. I honestly could have let him win if I really wanted to, but I decided that was not going to be the case this time around. I was honestly just wanting to not really think about that previous attempt. But either way, we're still doing good, and Watson is now back up into P2. So that Golf has got some serious power. It really has. And I just miss out on leading the first lap. Watson is gone. This race is definitely a closer one than what the lap knockouts have been mostly up to this point. We're definitely having to take these races a lot more seriously now. So, Sideswipe is the one in the Supra, and Prez is the one in the Pontiac. Those are the two opponents we have left. I may not have put on any more performance tuning, but I can at least say my car is still quick. And that's the only thing that matters. My silver Mercedes CLK 500 is still very much quick, as Prez now takes over second in the Pontiac. So Sideswipe must have wrecked himself earlier on, that's why he's further back. He must have obviously had an encounter with the wall somewhere. And I can certainly say my silver Mercedes is very striking with the piss filter. It's really easy to see where my Mercedes is, graphically speaking. Even though I think I probably overdid it with the metallic paint. Get out my fucking way. Okay, that's done. And Sideswipe is out, so that now leaves just me and the GTO. CLK 500 versus GTO. Who will it be? One or the other. As we begin our ascent into leading. So Prez is still keeping up behind me. He's now dropped a fair share of time now. And it looks as though his race is done. I don't think he's coming back from this one. Although in saying that, I run straight into a car. But that's okay, because I am certainly doing better than Prez seems to be doing at the moment. The winner! That, by the way, is a Hot Pursuit 2 reference. Over Sideswipe, Prez... Oh, over Prez, Sideswipe, and Watson. Top speed in the end of 161, and an average speed of 122. Sideswipe... No wait, Watson setting the highest top speed with 187. So his Golf definitely had some power. Prez finished in second, he was 16 seconds behind me. Then Sideswipe was third, with Watson in fourth. And I know that because the average speeds get lower as we go further through the standings. But there we go. That's our first one done. And now we have to move on to the next one. I should probably get through one where I know there is inevitably going to be an encounter from cops. I am not really doing these in any specific order anymore. I just want to make sure I get them done. And that's what I'm doing now. So let's get through the speed trap event next. So we've got a Dodge Viper, Pontiac GTO, and a Porsche 911 Carrera. Unless that's a turbo. Using the first pursuit breaker of the race, as I actually managed to get that pursuit breaker right this time. Might as well get through the one where cops are inevitably going to show up, as our opponents in this one are Asphalt, Lowball and Sideswipe, as I think Asphalt is the one in the Dodge Viper.
Numerous 911 calls are coming in reporting a group of reckless drivers. Suspects were last reported eastbound past the Fairmont Bowl. I need a unit to clear and start up.
Can you give me more info on that call?
And there's going to be cops showing up. It's
We don't have an
inevitable.
accurate description at this time. Stand by on that.
And I am currently running in
Log me on
last,
that call, I'll head up that way for you.
which means I am really going to have to set the speed higher for these next few. I'm really going to have to make sure I go foot to the floor with this. I should have stepped on the brakes. Okay. God damn it. Why did I not just go to the outside? Well, at least I can say during races you do get the option to restart if you are in a pursuit and you don't win. In other words, whatever the cops were chasing you for before, they will probably re-chase you. And I am in last. Okay. Restarting right here, right now. So whatever it was that happened before, I need to make damn sure that does not happen again. I need to make sure I really hit my stride with these speeds. And I really need to make sure they work, because I have got some serious competition here. I need to be consistent with the speeds I set.
We just received a report of code 6 vehicles heading east
I really
past the
do.
Fairmont Bowl. Units to clear and head up.
Okay,
Any more details on
144.
this call?
Complainant hung up before we
Okay,
could get a description.
this run is going
We're
smoother.
trying to call them back.
It's going more like the way it's supposed to go.
Yeah, I'll head up that way. I'm in the area.
Even though speed traps with this car appear to be its weak point. I will show you what tuning I used on this thing in a minute, as soon as I get done with this. And there's the cop. I should always take the outside road for more speed. Yeah, that is the one speed trap that I think will cost me, if the results stay the way they are now. Because I'm not going up against sports cars anymore, I'm going up against supercars. I really am trying to just keep my foot to the floor, but no matter what I try and do, it's just not seeming to work. And once again, I get it wrong with the launch. But you know what? I don't really care, because I get to do this. So, I'm actually really close to pulling this off. And I am convinced in saying I can pull it off if I remember to take the outside road. So there's 2 lanes you can take, and for this course, you should absolutely take the outside road if you're going to win. You really need to make sure you get high speeds for that one speed trap. You need to take the outside lane if you're going to get the best possible execution. That's what I have now come to establish. As I almost go headfirst into a median, but I managed to avoid it. And a little dab of the brakes there. And now dipping to the outside, because I have to. That's how I can get the best possible speed. And that time around, I actually get it to work. Now hopefully that will be what ultimately ends my losing run, and ends it at 2. Even though I doubt that will be the case, because, well, I partly got drilled. Still, these speed runs, man, they're definitely... Sorry, these speed trap events, they're definitely getting more competitive. But somehow, some way, I managed to pull it off again. By 9 miles per hour, over low ball, asphalt 3rd, and sideswipe in 4th. That was a really close one. And I can certainly say I had to be on my A game to get that one beat. But anyway, there we go. So back to the safe house. Surprisingly, no encounters from the cops for me. That did actually surprise me. But anyway. Might as well get through the next event where cops will be available, and that is at Iron Horse. We have beaten Bond and Riverside, now we move on to Iron Horse. So we got a Porsche 911 Carrera, a Porsche Cayman, and a Mazda RX-7. So 2 Porsches, 1 Mazda and 1 Mercedes. And nailing the launch once again. We got 2 laps to do around Iron Horse. And hopefully we will be successful, providing I do not get totally wrecked by that Cayman. And like with the previous race, I start off by hitting the pursuit breaker. But since this one is not based on pure speed, hopefully I can
We have
win.
an unknown number of Code 6 racers that were just reported last seen westbound near the Omega Power Station. Available units to clear and head up that way for me, please.
And I just run into the toll booth.
Vehicle is a silver
But it's okay, because we still have time, and cops are going to show up, it's inevitable. And they do not show up for me yet. I guess they must not have spotted me. At least not until now, anyway.
1025, unit down. Send another call.
I guess they must not be interested in me yet. As much as I am really trying to catch their attention. Oh! Okay. I did not think there was going to be a double whammy in that one corner exit. Okay, now we got the cops spotting us. Well, I knew that was going to happen. I was honestly going way too fast to not be spotted. It was obvious to say one of them was going to pin me down eventually. And right before I get arrested, I pull out of that crucifix. And now I am still running in second. I gotta catch that Porsche, which is driven by Weil. Weil is the guy driving the Porsche Cayman. I'm really being brake tested at the moment. Or brake checked, I should say, which is the realistic term I should be using. And I now take over the lead. Took me almost a whole race to get there, but we got it done. Now that we've done that, we have got to get the fuck away from the police. Okay, we're doing good. And on the brakes for this corner here. And do we still have cops on our tail? I can't tell if we do or we don't. I'm going to assume we do. I don't think I have escaped them yet. Anyways, I win. In what was a pretty close fought race for the most part, I managed to beat Iron Horse by 1.5 seconds over Weil. Then Inez finished in third, with Redline finishing fourth. I'm going to assume it must be Weil and Inez in the Porsches, and Redline must have been the one in the Mazda, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, are they still on me? I think they probably are. Okay. Can I flee them? Is it possible for me to physically flee them without light speed?
16.
And no, it's not. Okay, I have to head this way. Okay. And nope, I have not made it yet. Oh, he's gone. Come on, come on. Okay, made it.
Heading westbound on Hastings Road.
We're through.
Squadron will be set up around its last known direction of travel.
And I got my first milestone as well. Getting the pursuit over and done with in less than 2 minutes. Nice. And I only got 1 unserved infraction for resisting arrest. Nice. Okay, that's 2 race events down, and also 1 milestone event down, and all that took me was 31 minutes to get there. We're now 59% complete with the game, so we're definitely biting more into the meat of the game. Might as well get through the other maximum risk events whilst we're here. And I think what we're going to do next, let's get through the sprint races, as our next one is Camden and Fisher. Let's go. So this time we've got an Audi A4 with a Dodge Viper and a Chevrolet Corvette for what is now our first sprint race. No wait, sorry. Wait, yeah, that's right. This is the first sprint race of Blacklist 6. Damn it. I hit a station wagon.
District 2 be advised. Multiple Code 6 parties have been reported eastbound near the power station.
Damn it.
Can I get a unit started up
Get
and
out
headed
the
that way?
fucking way.
Any more details on that call?
Okay. Let's
Vehicle is a
actually
silver
try and get through this.
Check that
As I hit the back of the Audi.
Complainant was gone.
I am definitely losing time by running into all these vehicles at the moment. That honestly needs to stop. And it needs to stop right now. If I can help it. Okay. And that's a wall. Okay. Come on. Help me catch back up. And... okay, fuck this run. Okay, that previous run was terrible. There's no other way to describe it. The previous run, it was absolutely terrible. And it practically deserves to be expunged for how terrible it was. But that's also why I'm trying this again. In the hopes of saying that I can get something that'll work. Oh, correction, that's not a Dodge Viper, that's a Mazda. That's the RX-7 right there, is what that is. That's the Mazda RX-7 FD. And... okay.
Just clearing another call. I'm headed over there.
This car actually sounds quite similar to another one, I think, in terms of its engine note. Okay. I make it through, and I manage to keep my car under wraps. We are doing good. And there we go with the probability of encountering a cop. Our first one is right there. That means I'm gonna have to make sure I evade him as soon as possible. And that's not possible because there is another cop right there. Well, I suppose it's just becoming inevitable at this point that cops are always going to show up from here onwards. I pretty much know that now. They will definitely show up in any way they can. I should have used that pursuit breaker, but I didn't. Oh well, I still have time. And there we go. With a speed of 168 and a time of just under 2 minutes 30. And I can see two cops in the background. Rusty finishing second, Twig in third, and Maka in fourth. As we had a Mazda RX-7, a Chevrolet Corvette, and an Audi A4. Okay, now I gotta find a pursuit breaker. Again.
I think I lost sight of him here. Stand by.
Unless I can outrun them. Which could also be
Target's
possible.
lost. Gonna need containment here.
Okay,
Units be advised, suspect
I
was
might have just done it with
westbound
this.
on Route 55.
Have I actually done
Set
it?
up around the area.
Oh, never mind.
I'm holding on a 6.
Well, I almost did
Okay,
it.
just went past me. I'm on him.
I kind of figured that crash was going to cost me. Oh well, I'll just have to rack the cops any way I can. Oh, did he just completely miss me or something? I think he actually did. Oh, never mind.
35. Give me a situation
I
report
thought
when
he
you
missed me, but he didn't.
No change out
Oh
here. You
well.
might want to give the other districts a heads up.
I cannot return to the safe house until I have
Just blew by. I'm
managed
on him.
to flee them.
He's trying to lose me in the sand. I need containment. Let's get containment going. I've lost the target.
Is that gonna work? Come on, please work, 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 please work. There we go. Okay, they're gone. Huh. 2 pursuits already, and they both lasted less than a minute. Not bad. Okay. And my bounty has now moved beyond 3 million. So, suffice it to say, I am definitely moving up in the world with my bounty scores. As we're now 3/5 of the way there with our progress. And that is now 4 race events we have done. And there's one more we have to do that results in maximum cop probabilities. And that is this toll booth event. So, let's mosey our way through Stadium and Beacon. Alright, here we go. I'm convinced in saying this way might be faster, because I have established there may be an element of trickery involved. Although I could be wrong, but as long as I still manage to get to the end, then well, yeah, there's not really much to worry about from here on out. Okay, outside for this one. I know that's the best route to take for speed. And it's going to be very close if I can make it. And I do manage to make it. Okay, that's good.
Still on the line. Suspect was last seen westbound on Highway 201. Available units
Now
to clear and start
that
up.
is good sports.
Got any more details there?
Vehicle is a
Even though
silver
this isn't
Mercedes.
exactly a sport. But whatever.
I'll take that. Heading up to that area.
We are still racing our way through the toll booths. And the cops are gonna show up any second, and there they are.
I'm going through with that
Well,
reported
at least I can say the other ones have minimal risks. So I think we should be okay after that, from what I can see. Just gotta make sure I lose these two. And then we should be good.
Give me some cover on this.
10-4, Bravo 26. I've got ground units clearing up and en route.
And can I make the next one? Yes I can. But I'm definitely cutting it fine with these time to spare margins. If I do say so myself. I should have hit that donut.
I'm trying to locate the vehicle.
Oh well, that's fine.
I lost him.
Oh,
Minimal time delay.
I think they're gone.
Members be
They must
advised
be
the
gone.
suspect was last seen heading southbound on Hollis Boulevard. Supervisor requesting you set up
I think
a
they're
cordon
gonna show
ASAP.
up again
Units
before the
remain
end of
on
this,
code 6
but
status till further notice.
I'll be amazed if they don't.
Roger, dispatch 2-4.
Okay.
En route. This is code 3.
So we're still just sticking to our road, and I almost hit the top of that bridge arch. And in all honesty, if that did happen, I think it probably would have been hilarious. But fortunately for me at least, it did not. And now we have just 2 sector splits to go. And now there is 1. And then there was 1. Which means cops will inevitably show up again, and yep, there he is.
Update when you can.
Okay,
I got him. Code 3.
let's try and see
Okay, we got him entering the boat docks here into the boat dock.
if we can evade these guys. And I am off course. I think. Oh, never mind. I'm not off course. It's fine. I'm still in this. And we make it with 8.7 seconds to spare. And a top speed in the end of 194. And an average speed in the end of 135. Cool. Now, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here, and we gotta get out of here fast.
Code 6 may have gotten away. Stand by. He just blew by. I'm on him. I'm on top of him. That's
Okay,
okay. Still
and
code
I'm
3.
gonna take this way and use this boat. Hopefully that breaks him off. Okay, that should distract him.
He's gone. I need a quadrant. Vehicle
Now, I have to try and see if this car is anthropomorphic. And it is.
Southbound near Beacon Point. 10-block radius on a quadrant has been authorized by supervisor.
That's now my
Details will
third
be
pursuit
provided
of
on
the
your screen.
segment, and once again, I got it done in less than a minute. Okay. I think those are the race events done where we were at maximum risk. Now, I think the rest of them should be smooth sailing. Without too many more cop encounters. We've done the riskiest ones. Now we just have to get through the others. And by that, I mean, I'm going to get through these other toll booth races. Yeah, I'm not really doing these events in any particular order anymore. I'm basically just getting the maximum risk events out of the way first, and then getting on with the less risky events afterwards. That seems like the best approach I can take at this point, because then it means with these other ones I can just, well, pretty much get through them smoothly. I almost hit that truck, but I was able to avoid it. And that's our first of 6 toll booth gates for this event. Now let's go after the others. Hopefully we will not come face to face with the truck. And as ever, the outside lane gives me more speed. And we are moving along nicely. So that is what we are doing. Okay. We're doing pretty well at this point. Hard to believe it's only taken me 20 episodes to already get up to racing for 5th. I thought for sure there was going to be at least a few more than this, but because I just stayed committed to getting the racing done, that's pretty much what's been helping me out in terms of just getting my progress to work. And I think it's fair to say that the recent progress I have made tells me that we are definitely getting closer and closer towards the bigger bites of the meat, or bigger and bigger parts with the meat of the game. Alright, we're now over halfway with the fucking toll booth event. And then there was one. As we're now heading up towards the 3/4 mark, and we've now passed it. And we are running pretty good at the moment. So, no cop encounters as of yet. I should have taken that shortcut, but it's okay because I still have plenty of time to get to the last one as I run into a car. But you know what? That's okay, because I still have plenty of time on the clock to realistically get myself not killed before the end of this. Or at least try not to get killed, if that makes any sense. Hopefully I will not be a dead man before this is over, and it doesn't look like I will be because one corner to go. I should have downshifted there, but either way it doesn't matter because I still get the win with a speed of 138 and 24 seconds to spare. Okay, and now before the Rockport Police comms signal goes online, I might as well head back to the safe house. So that's now 6 events done, and we have one more toll booth event to do, so might as well get that one out the way, and then we can move on to the next one. Let's see if we can do that. So we've got 3 more races to go here with Blacklist 5. this time we seem to be doing okay. And I run into the back of a truck. That is fantastic. Almost as fantastic as running into 3 straight cars on the same road. But whatever. We still have time. And hopefully that did not cost me too much time before making the toll booth. I hope. It's going to be close, but I think I should be able to make it, and yes I do. With 4 seconds to spare. Very much what I would call cutting it fine, but I do still manage to make it. That's the important thing. As long as I make the toll booths, regardless of how good or bad the run is, as long as I reach them, that's all I care about. Nothing else. Also, as long as I don't hit too many trucks. Which is obviously the one thing I try my best not to do. Sometimes I do, other times I don't. As I now set a top speed of 194, right before wrecking myself, and before the sunlight catches me out and makes me dazed, I step on the brakes and get through the tunnel. Now onto the boardwalk, and heading past the Ferris wheel, and hitting another pursuit breaker. I think that's the second one I've hit, unless that was the first. It was more likely to be the first, because I don't recall hitting a second one. And still got time to spare, and I'm going to make it to the toll booth with 11 seconds to spare, and a speed of 76. Whatever, don't care, I still got there. And 195 was my top speed with an average of 133, and 5 traffic collisions. Whatever, it's done. And before the cops show up again, I will retreat to the safe house. Or I should say, escape to the safe house. So now, all we have left are 2 speed trap events and 1 sprint event. We've done all the others, now it's just these 3. On now to Lions and State. Let's go. I never thought I would say this, but I'm actually getting pretty tired now. And right now, I think we seem to be doing okay. So this time, we have a Dodge Viper, a Mitsubishi Eclipse, and a Lamborghini Gallardo as our competition. Or Gallardo, I should say, since that's technically how it's spelt. But whatever, we're still running good. Everything is okay. You okay? Still doing good for now. And hopefully if it's possible we cannot have the same triple whammy we had before in the trees. And my top speed that time around was probably 206. And at this point, we seem to be doing okay. Okay, now I need to remember to not slide into the trees. That's one thing I have to remember not to do. I need to stay out of the trees any way I can. That's pretty much my primordial objective at this point. That's what I have to do. I also wouldn't be surprised if that shed is a potential pursuit breaker. But anyway. We're still running good. It's also a long race as well because it looks like it's going to be 4 minutes long. Considering it's taken me 2 minutes to quite literally get to the 50% mark. And our progress is moving up slowly. So, by sprint race standards, this is definitely a marathon. This is definitely a marathon, not a sprint. Because of how long it is. And I go over the bridge. Not getting to do the very cool jump this time. Bunny is second, Flare is third, and Chopper is running in fourth. I think that's the Lamborghini I hear behind me. Probably is. However, I do manage to avoid catastrophe by slamming into the median. Sorry, by not slamming into the median. This race is a long one. My god, this race is long. You know what? I'm actually getting pretty tired now, so I might actually consider leaving the speed trap races for another day. I think I might actually call it quits for today once I'm done here, because I'm actually getting pretty tired now. I'll get on with the other two another day. Even though this is still going to be part of the same episode once I get this done. Been a pretty close race for the most part, but I have been able to at least hold on to my lead. And now, there we go. That is another one done. I'm finishing with a speed of 152. And a margin of victory of 5 seconds over Chopper, Flare, and Bunny. Top speed in the end of 207, and Flare was second fastest with 205. Followed by Bunny then being P3 on the top speed, and Chopper was fourth. And winning in the end by 5 seconds over Chopper, Flare finished third, and it was Bunny who finished in fourth. Okay. I think I'm actually going to call it a day now, because I'm actually getting pretty tired, and also because, well, I've now been going at this for about 3 hours, and I am actually getting tired, so I'll save the game for now and get on with the other two races another day. Okay. So, yeah. I'm gonna peace out for today, and then I'll get on with the other two races another day. Okay, see ya. 2 race events to go. And this is precisely what we are doing today because, well, I just simply decided that with the previous 2 No. Let me try that again. It is another day in whatever episode of Need for Speed Most Wanted this is. Probably 20. And now we have 2 race events left for Blacklist 5. And both of them are speed trap events, as we are doing Country Club and Fairmonton Clubhouse. Let's get through Country Club. So we got an Evo, a Merca Salar, and a Dodge Snack. It's actually been a few days since I last did this, so that's my excuse for missing the launch. But yeah, so 2 Mercs, 1 Mitsu, and also 1 Dodge. And 152 is my opening speed. And unsurprisingly, because I am racing against supercars, I am currently on the back foot. However, I have established that's okay because there is still... I'll go fuck myself. Now, that's more like it. Although, to be fair, it has been a few days since I last played this game because, well, I've been busy catching up on written work. And opening this up with a much more reasonable speed, 165. I think it was 155 I opened up with last time, before I went straight into a median with water barrels. It was that one there I think I clipped, or it was probably the next one. Yeah, I think if that truck wasn't in the way, I probably would have been able to go faster, but again, because I have to make sure that my speeds are consistent, I have to at least make sure that I am keeping myself in the fight with the supercars. I'm honestly amazed to say that was not a pursuit breaker. Those roadworks very well could have been a pursuit breaker had they added extras on the highway. I think that sort of thing might have actually worked had they chosen to use it. So Molly is currently second with 2 Scars in third, and its Gears in fourth. And I can certainly say that, on track at least, this has proven to be pretty close. However, I am at least managing to keep a hold of my position at the top, and I hit a car. And, okay, still out front, and hitting another car in the process. Hopefully my speed is enough to get me to the end. And I am out of nitrous. Oh well, that's okay, because I still come away with the overall win by 36 over Molly, 38 over 2 Scars, and 49 over Gears. So, actually not that inseparable among the pack. I'm going to assume Molly must have been the one in the second Mercedes, which was the SLR McLaren. Then I think Two Scars was in the Viper, and I'm going to assume Gears, he must have been the one in the Mitsu. But either way, that's pretty much the difference, as I win in the end by 36 miles an hour over Molly. Again, the game doesn't reveal what cars the rest of the pack is driving, so from that side of things, I'm still pretty much in the great unknown. But anyway, one race to go is what we have for Blacklist 5. As we have now got another speed trap event at Fairmont and Clubhouse. And then as soon as we are done here, we can probably see what upgrades we can fit to our Lambo. Okay, on now to the other speed trap event. So this time we've got a VW Golf, a Lamborghini Murcielago, and a Porsche 911. And once again, my revs are a little bit too high, but that's okay because I don't think the launch really equates to much in terms of the speed advantage. And now heading through, I think this is an underpass, as we're hitting a few objects and going around the pillars as much as I can. And it looks like right now we're not doing too badly, as I go straight into the back of the Porsche that I think was driven by asphalt, and already I am at a speed deficit. Had to step hard on the brakes there to get through that little kink. Turbo Freak is at the top, so he's probably the one in the Lambo. If I was to take the guess of a Neanderthal, and already my pace is off. So I need to set something big here. And that's, I think, what I do. Although I cannot make any guarantees in saying this is where it will stand. But either way, I got the big balls out, and amazingly, I think that was the second speed trap camera we passed, my big ball tactics actually paid off. Which, quite honestly, is precisely what I did not expect. But nonetheless, we are still quick. And it looks like at this point, like, my car is going to be the fastest yet again. Or it could be another close one. That's also been a recent trend. Oh, get out the grass. Damn it. And now I think my speed is gone. Yeah, asphalt is definitely the one in the Porsche. Although it doesn't matter because I still set a pretty decent speed in that area regardless, and I am not doing a very good job of avoiding the carnage. But there we go. I still managed to win either way. So Asphalt, I think he was the one in the Porsche. Tyson, he must be the one in the Lamborghini. And Turbo Freak, I would have to assume he was the slowest because he was driving the Golf. I think that's right. Anyway, it don't matter now because we have now done the race events for Blacklist 5. And all that took me was 11 minutes to get through it, and right before cops show up as I drill myself into the rock, I will jump straight back to the safe house. So, 62% complete, and 426 grand is how much I am now up to, along with precisely 3 million bounty points. And I have already evaded a pursuit in the process. But now that the race events are done, I'm going to save the game, and next time, we'll move on to racing. Webster. Coming up next in The Most Wanted.